everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please go ahead and click the subscribe button below. I upload every Sunday and Wednesday, and please make sure to turn on your notifications. So today's video is going to be a first impressions video on the palette that you guys probably seen a bajillion times on YouTube, and this is the Anastasia Subculture palette. Yes, the Subculture palette, the most controversial palette out there. I'm going to be giving you guys my first impressions today. This video is a little bit on the late side because I refused to purchase from the Anastasia website because I did that before. I ended up paying like a bunch of fees, customs fee, and the shipping was like 30 bucks. So I thought I'd just purchase this from Sephora. Also, Sephora has an amazing return policy, so if you do purchase this and you hate it, you can always return it. So that's what I did, and this is the palette. So a little bit of info if you guys didn't know about this palette already, because there's so many reviews out there. This palette is permanent to Anastasia's like permanent line at Sephora, and this retails for $55 Canadian. So this, I'm gonna call it maybe like the cousin to the Modern Renaissance palette that was released last year, the palette that everybody loves. I find that palette has fallout. I find that all of their palettes do have a little bit of fallout, so I am not too worried about this, but we'll see how it goes. I know you guys have seen this a bajillion times, but this is what it looks like up close. I'm a little bit nervous to try out this palette. I've had this for a few days and I haven't touched it. I've just taken pictures of it. I posted an unboxing on Instagram if you guys want to see that. It was actually, no, you can't anymore because it was in my story. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm sort of excited, scared, and nervous all at the same time. I'm going to zoom you guys in to my face and we're going to get started and play with this palette, and hopefully it works. Okay, we're just going to ignore how messed up my eyebrows are right now. They're filled in, but I haven't gotten them threaded because I've been on vacation this past week. So yeah, we're just going to excuse that. I already have Too Faced shadow insurance on my eyelids, and I'm going to apply this palette like I do all of my palettes. So all of my eyeshadows in general, I usually go in with a sticky base because I don't like having to deal with fallout or anything like that, even though this palette is known for it. So I'm just gonna apply that to my eyelid. So I couldn't find any tape, and I think this look is gonna call for something to go on the side there, just because I don't want a crap ton of fallout on my face. So I'm just gonna use a band-aid. I'm gonna look like Nelly from Country Grammar right now, but let's just do this. So ratchet right now, but that's alright. Okay, so the first color that I'm going to take from this palette is in the color Dawn. And okay, let's get rid of that. That's really annoying. So Dawn is this color right here. It's just a transition type color, and I'm taking my Sigma E95. My numbers have rubbed off. I'm taking a fluffy brush from Sigma to apply that. So I'm barely touching my brush into the color, like barely, and there's already fallout. So you guys see that? That's like insane. Okay, I'm gonna apply that to my, this is gonna be like my transition slash blending color. I need to go back in because that's not very pigmented. Okay, so that's what Dawn looks like, and I did apply it also to my other eye. Look at the insane amount of fallout on that palette. It's crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and take New Wave next, and New Wave is this color right there, that orangey color, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that to my crease. This one definitely has less fallout than Dawn. Dawn was pretty bad. And please don't be swirling your brushes around this palette, because I know that that's what a lot of people do, and there's like like a shitload of fallout. So I just don't suggest that you do that. I don't think that this palette was meant for you to be like swirling your brush around into, because that's completely unnecessary to be swirling your brush into this palette really hard, because these colors are already so pigmented. Like, I don't get it. So I'm just gonna sort of blend that together with Dawn. So the next color I'm going to take is Edge, and I just want to add a little bit of dimension to the new wave color. So I'm going to take this yellow, and again, I'm barely putting my brush into the color, and look at how little amount of fallout I have. I don't really have that much. Dawn was pretty bad, but these last two colors, not bad at all. Alright, I'm going to take a green color. I'm going to take Untamed, and it's the one right beside Edge right there, that green color, onto my outer V area. Holy, that is pigmented. Okay, I feel like this side got really patchy and this side is completely fine. So it's just really the way that you blend. You're gonna have to take a little bit more time with this palette. I'm gonna go into Adorn, which I know is gonna be my favorite color in this whole palette, and Adorn is that one. Go in with the rest of my eye with this electric color right there. It's like that yellowy gold. So I'm gonna take that, and I'm going to just add a little bit of MAC. I don't have Fix Plus right now. What is it called? The Charged Water. I'm just gonna add a little bit of that to my brush. Anything to wet your brush will probably help this out a lot. So, yep. I feel like these shadows you just need to apply wet, like the shimmer ones in this. A little bit more of Dawn, that super fallout one, and just add that just to blend that out a little bit. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna add my eyeliner, mascara, and I'll come back. Okay, so I thought I would just do the rest of my face right now while I'm chit-chatting with you guys about how I feel about this palette. And honestly, I really like it, and it's really, for me, I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube from different people. I watched Jeffree Star's review first, and he was mentioning something about how some of the colors in here oxidized, and how it's like, you can see from his video that I think he used All Star or whatever, like that burgundy color, and it like oxidized to a black. It was like super patchy for some people, and I watched some like so reviews, like Shopper Mandy, on her thoughts about this palette. I watched X Sparkage's video, and she could not get a look out of this palette at all. Like, she tried working with it a couple times and she could just not get it to work for her at all. I also watched Wayne Goss's review. If you guys don't know who that is, like, I don't know if you're like been under a rock or something, but he's like the founder of Wayne Goss brushes, and I've been watching him on YouTube for the longest time. His channel is Goss Makeup Artist, if you guys haven't heard of him. And he actually gave this palette a really good review. He really liked it because he said that it was like a pressed pigment palette, and like with pressed pigments you're gonna get fallout clearly, especially with the matte shades, not so much the shimmer shades. The shimmer shades in here do need to be applied wet. I will tell you that, because they are not pigmented. They don't look good when they're applied dry. Some pigments, even some MAC pigments that I've tried, don't look good unless I foil them anyways. So I just basically applied this palette exactly how I would apply any other palette. Okay, so I can't talk while I'm doing my lip product, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna be taking Limecrime's Prairie. Okay, while I let my face dry and that prairie lipstick dry, this is like my perfect nude. It's like my favorite nude ever. So what I did, apply to the rest. You know what I totally forgot to do? I totally forgot to put eyeshadow underneath my eyes, and I always do that because my eyeliner likes to run, so I will do that once my face dries off. But I just wanted to give you guys my final thoughts on this palette. I really like it. I don't see anything bad. It comes with 14 shades, and of course any palette is gonna have a dud color. I'm just saying Urban Decay, they have released palettes in the past with colors like Midnight Cowboy Rides Again. That color, man, I can never get that color to work for me ever. It was just a pan of chunky glitter and champagne colored powder that had a lot of fallout, no pigmentation. That's an example of, you're gonna have duds in every single palette that you buy. You're not gonna love every color and you're not gonna use every color in the palette. Well, if you do, then good for you. There are some palettes out there that I absolutely love and that I use every color out of that are effortless, like the Too Faced ones. Looking for a palette that's just easy to work with. You don't need to do a lot of blending. You don't need to really think about the colors and be just effortless with it. Then go for those palettes. Go for like the Naked palette or the Too Faced chocolate bar palettes. Don't go for something like this because, like I said, this palette is going to be a lot of work for some people. Some people are gonna absolutely hate it. Some people are gonna absolutely love it. I actually really like it. From the colors that I've tried, I might be changing my mind after I try the other colors in here, but all of the colors that I've tried today, and there's a lot of them, like I did go through a lot of these colors to try them out for you guys, and I had nothing but a good experience with them. I don't think I will be returning this palette to Sephora. I'm in love with this palette. I think it's awesome, and I hope you guys try it out and don't be too scared to try it out. Buy it at Sephora, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next one. Bye, everyone.
Let me show you what it is. I was birthed up top, I was raised at the bottom of the map, where the girls all thick and the hottest rap. If you're looking for the good, and we got them in a trap like